You have to work hard to be a millionaire, and it takes money to be a millionaire. It takes saving your money and putting it in a savings account and saving up for the future. Saving up your money from your job and work and filling out a job application. That's how you make millions of dollars. And believing in yourself. That's how you make millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Trust me, you will be successful if you fill out job applications and save up your money.
What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So the other day, I was browsing my favorite website in existence, besides YouTube, of course, so we don't want to upset the algorithm. For the record, YouTube is my #1, but this is a very close #2, and that would be CNBC. And while I was perusing through, I came across an article that I couldn't help but drop everything to immediately click on because it was titled, How to Turn $100 into $1 Million According to 9 Self-Made Millionaires. Now I gotta say, turning $100 into $1 million is quite the feat. That is impressive, and even Warren Buffett should watch out. That is the equivalent of turning $1 into $10,000, or to go even smaller than that, it's like turning a penny into $100 and getting a 10,000% return on your money. So needless to say, I was a little curious how 9 self-made millionaires found a way to turn $100 into $1 million, because I got a few extra bucks lying around too. And if I could turn this, hold on one second. If I could turn this into $1 million, that could buy me a lot of iced coffee. So let's go through each of these 9 ways to turn $100 into $1 million, and then I will share my own perspective as a self-made millionaire who was not interviewed for this article. But I think I still have some pretty valuable insights as to how you can invest your money for a pretty sizable return. Not a scam. Now, the first piece of advice comes from Bethany Frankel, and some of you might know her from The Real Housewives of New York City. Oh wait, you didn't watch that show? Oh yeah, me neither. But you know what? To my surprise, she's not just a reality TV star. In 2009, she started a company called Skinny Girl, which includes exercise books and DVDs, and then later the Skinny Girl cocktail, which she ended up selling, by the way, for, wait for it, $100 million. Her advice, however, is a little bit more vague, with no clear direction on what to actually do with your $100, because her advice is to invest. Find a group of solid people you trust and combine your $100 with theirs to make an educated and solid, yet aggressive investment. Bethany, where is this solid, yet aggressive investment you so speak of? I can't seem to find it on Vanguard's website. The issue is, I hate to say it, but investing $100 is rarely ever going to turn into $1 million without a sizable risk of losing your money. And even if you could pick an investment that generates you a 50% return each and every year, it would still take you 23 years to grow $100 into $1 million. Which, let's be real, the chances of you finding a 50% returning investment consecutively for 23 years in a row is pretty much impossible. Although I have to say, from all of her advice, the one thing I actually really agree with is by investing in what you know. And if you know what investment would turn $100 into $1 million, DM me on Instagram, because I got $100. Next, our second suggestion needs no introduction whatsoever. We all know him. It's Gary Vee. And no matter what you think of him, he is a guy that gets results and gets you fired up to work harder than you ever have before and hustle. And his advice for turning $100 into $1 million is to go the flipping items route. Go on Craigslist, find items in the free section, go to garage sales, get a good deal on something you could resell, then sell it for a profit, and then reinvest that money back into something else you could flip for even more profit. Now, with all of this, he does offer you the counterpoint that doing this is very unlikely to actually lead to you making $1 million. But he does offer a good suggestion that flipping items can make you enough money to invest elsewhere in something else that will end up making you more money. And that, I believe, is really where the true value is from his idea. And in a way, he's right. Even though I didn't go and flip anything, I spent a few $100s going and getting my real estate license. And with my license, I put in the work to go and meet clients and sell real estate. And then from that, I used all those commissions to go and invest in real estate. And afterwards, I started sharing my journey and how I did that on YouTube, which now makes millions, all of which you could say started back from a few $100 investment by getting my real estate license. But me going and getting that real estate license was not the specific investment that did it all by itself. It was really just the catalyst that led to one thing building on another, and building on another. And for that, Gary Vee gets my smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm seal of approval for this idea. Next, we have another person who needs no introduction here on YouTube, and that would be our uncle, Grant Cardone. And I have to say, so far, his suggestions were most on par with my line of thinking and what to do with $100. He starts by acknowledging that some people could be at the right place at the right time and make a fortune like with Bitcoin. But him and I both agree that's pretty much the equivalent to playing the lottery and is not a tried and true method of building wealth. Instead, his advice was to spend $100 reinvesting back into yourself in the form of a book or a course. And he ends it with, whatever you invest in yourself, you can't lose. And from my perspective, I entirely agree with this. To me, education is really the best use of your money because a $100 investment has the potential to get you a 100,000% return if you learn a new skill and then put in the work to apply it. Like for me, I remember spending $15 on a book called Buy It, Rent It, Profit that entirely changed my outlook on real estate investing, and got me so excited to own a rental property. And even though that book alone did not make me millions of dollars in real estate, it certainly got the ball rolling for me to do other things that ended up making me a lot more money. And now with this next one, we're pretty much covering everyone who's already here on YouTube. So I think it's highly unlikely you're hearing about any of these people for the first time if you spent more than a few weeks on YouTube watching any sort of business content, and that would be Dan Lok. His advice is similar to that of Grant Cardone's in that you should invest in yourself to learn something that will end up making you
that I've made thus far from this account. And then I can see here, what the yield is and what the annual income. So for example, Bank of Nova Scotia this year is going to pay me about $656, okay? Income. Chartwell Retirement is going to pay me $117 throughout the year. And then I've got the other account here too, which is just a cash account. And again, very, very similar holdings. Okay, so very similar to my RBC Direct Investing. This one's been up 23%, and $18,000 is what's been made so far from that. So let me actually just go back here to my direct investing account to show you the dividends that I receive. So this is, like I said, my favorite source of passive income that you can make. So let me just go back to April. April 1st. So for the month of April, I made $11,000. I got paid $11,000 dividends. That's pure passive income. And right now from this investment account, it's not always $11,000 because, like I said, some of them you get paid quarterly, some other every month, and others annual. But overall, it's about $8,000 a month. So that's $100,000, almost $100,000 passive income, okay, that I earn just from this stock portfolio account. And hold on, why is it not showing everything? Oh, gotta go to the other account. So $100,000 pure passive income dividends. So that's my favorite thing about it. So as you can see here, as I showed on my other account, this stock, $14, not much. Hold on here. TD Bank, $2,000. Okay, so I paid out a $2,000 dividend that I got, and because it's on the dividend reinvestment plan, you can see here it just went to buy more. So this amount of money went to buy more stocks. So some of the stocks that I have that are smaller, I'm not making it that much. I mean, $73, $24, $140. Depends on how many short shares that I own. $400. Bank of Nova Scotia paid out $2,900.